Yeah, go on. Everything's on camera, so what you do? No, not at all.
Welcome to Rate the Audits, where we put misconduct on display, explore police and legal content, protect rights and demand accountability. This episode is brought to us by Filming Britain. Be sure to check the link below and subscribe to his channel and give him the credit he deserves. In this episode, Auditor FB is peacefully filming outside a secure police station when officers first come fishing for details. He stands his ground and sends them packing, but things quickly take a disgusting turn. Two off-duty officers storm out, confront FB across the road, and demand he stop filming. When he refuses, they lash out, lie to colleagues, and get him tackled to the ground. Those lies drag FB into court, where he's fined. A blatant show of a corrupt system, all caught on camera.
Can I help you at all?
No, I'm alright, thank you.
Sure?
Yep.
You waiting for anybody?
I ain't, no.
You're not?
No.
What's the reason that you're recording?
I'm not going to answer any questions now.
Sorry? I can't hear you.
I'm not going to answer any more questions. I don't need your service.
Okay, I'm just wondering why you're actually standing outside.
Thanks for coming out and talking to me. I do appreciate it, but I don't need your service.
Okay?
Thank you.
Hello, mate, you alright?
Yeah, not too bad.
You alright, mate?
How you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, how's it going?
Alright.
You auditing, are you?
I might be or I might not, to be honest with you. I don't really wish to engage.
You don't wish to engage?
No.
Okay, all I'm going to ask then, we've got some personal vehicles here.
Yeah.
Kindly don't film the personal vehicles, alright?
I'm going to film anything I can see from a public area.
Okay, the reason I say that though is that's more of a courtesy thing.
No, I
I
appreciate it, but I've got to get something in the video, so...
Well, maybe aim for the marked police cars then, because like I said, personal cars not really cool if they don't want
Normal
to
cars, police cars, anywhere that comes out of the police grounds, I'm going to record.
Okay.
The first officers step out and immediately show their intentions. Rather than point to any offence, the very first question is, are you auditing? That says it all. They weren't concerned with law or security. They wanted to label FB, put him in a box, and make it easier to dismiss him. FB's answer, that he may or may not be, and that he doesn't wish to engage, is exactly the right response. He doesn't owe them an explanation, and the law doesn't demand one. When that fails, the officer pivots to the cars. He warns FB not to film personal vehicles, then quickly tries to guilt-trip him into compliance by saying, it's a courtesy thing. That's not law, it's emotional leverage. By framing lawful filming as somehow discourteous, the officer was trying to shame FB into backing down, because he had no legislation to stand on.
Can I ask the purpose of what you're recording?
For my own purpose.
For your own purpose?
Yeah.
And can I ask for any ID?
No, you can't.
Okay.
You can ask, obviously, but...
Stay off the road, because I don't want you to get run over by accident.
I don't need, I know you're only looking out for me, but I've been walking up and down for God knows how many years. I could look after myself.
You've done this before then, have you?
I might have.
Yeah?
I might have.
Okay. Right.
Have a good day, lads. Thank you.
Okay. Good day.
Thank you. You're dismissed, lads. Why not?
Do not film me. I'm not giving you my permission.
I don't need your permission.
Please.
You touch me,
Please put
you'll
the
be in
phone
trouble, okay? I do
I'm
not
asking
consent to any
nicely.
touch. I politely refuse.
Please put the phone
Listen,
down.
I
politely ask you to
don't know who you are. Could you step back, please, and leave me alone?
No.
No. Well, if you touch me, I do not consent to
I'm gonna
touch,
touch you.
and you will be arrested, okay? So,
Really?
yeah. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at you.
I'm laughing at you. You're a fool, not me.
You're balaclava.
Yeah,
you're
so what?
bandana,
Let me just get up and stand
you're
back away from
filming
you.
me.
Yeah, I am.
The moment the off-duty officers stepped out, they gave away their ignorance. Demanding FB stop filming because they hadn't given permission is laughable. Permission isn't required in law. The right to film from public space is absolute. When she said, "You're intimidating people," it collapses just as fast. Public Order Act, offences need threatening, abusive or disorderly behaviour. Quietly filming from pavement doesn't meet that threshold. Harassment needs a course of conduct, not a one-off clip. And a balaclava, lawful to wear. Clothing isn't grounds. Officers need objective facts to form suspicion, not vibes. What really damns them is the sequence. They chose to approach FB from the station, then claim to feel intimidated. You can't create a confrontation and then use your own discomfort as justification.
Who's not writing their head here?
Hear me here.
I don't think
Your
so.
mate here. He's not right in here for calling members of the public fools. Are you an officer here? Are you? Shit, man. Are you an officer? Go on. You touch me, and I'll lay you straight up the floor.
Oh, yeah, you
I will, yeah.
Threatening us now,
Yeah.
are you?
You can't, you just can't, go on. I said, you touch me, I said you'll be in trouble. Go on, I've got everything on camera. He just got all aggressive. You can see it in his face, and he wants to do something. Do something.
I do.
Go on, do it. Do it. You must think I'm scared of you.
I'm not.
I'm not scared of you. Don't worry about that. I'm here minding my business. And you know it's an offence to lie to the police. You know that, don't you? An arrestable offence. We've got a very aggressive gentleman here. I'm standing here minding my own business, and they approach me. Yeah, calling me a fool. If anybody's the fool, it's him.
This is where the off-duty officers completely disgrace themselves. When FB challenges one of the off-duty officers for calling him a fool, he loses control, charging forward with a clenched fist, body language that's openly threatening. That isn't restraint, it's aggression, and it shows he wasn't there to talk, he was there to intimidate. When FB stands his ground and says he'll defend himself if attacked, they instantly twist it into him making threats. That's disgusting. The only person escalating here was the officer trying to square up, yet the moment FB asserted his right to self-defense, they flipped the narrative to protect themselves. It's manipulation in plain sight. Create the danger, then blame the target for reacting.
If you want to hit me and you want to do something because you're very, very angry, I encourage you, you do it. And I'll hold you accountable. This is going to be a Karen and Ken video, this is. Excuse me, lads, could you tell me if this gentleman's an officer, please?
Figure out for yourself, mate.
All right, cocky boy.
Sorry?
All right, cocky boy.
Figure out
What are you being cocky for? What are you being cocky for? What are you being cocky for? Go and do your thing. Go and do your thing, you're dismissed. See you later. Hey, he got an attitude, hasn't he? What's the matter with him? Now we've got flashing blues here. Yeah, go on. Everything's on camera, so what you do? No, not at all.
anything.
When more officers arrive, FB asks the obvious question, are these two even officers? The reply he gets is dismissive. Find out yourself. That's not transparency, that's stonewalling. If action is about to be taken against someone, the least they deserve is clarity about who's involved. Instead, FB was brushed off and left without answers. Moments later, without questioning FB or properly assessing what happened, they move straight to arrest. And while he's being arrested, FB is rugby tackled to the ground with full force, despite not resisting or moving away. It wasn't measured, it wasn't proportionate, it was pure overreaction. The officers skipped procedure, skipped assessment, and went straight to violence, exposing how badly they mishandled the encounter from start to finish. FB's updates paint a grim picture of how this played out. Despite being the one tackled and manhandled, he ended up in court facing charges of resisting arrest and even assaulting a police officer. That's how easily the narrative gets flipped. The people using force get to write the report, and suddenly the victim becomes the accused. It's a textbook example of how officers cover themselves, escalate first, justify later. The charges themselves were weak. Resisting arrest doesn't stick when someone isn't fleeing or fighting, yet that's what they pinned on him. The assault claim was even worse. FB's footage shows he wasn't the aggressor, but once an officer writes those words, it becomes their version against his. In court, especially for newer auditors, that's almost impossible to fight. The imbalance is built into the system, which is why FB ended up fined while the officers walked away untouched. What's clear is FB was inexperienced at the time, and he admits that himself. He allowed them to twist the situation by reacting instead of pinning them down with the law. If every demand for grounds, necessity, and procedure had been pressed clearly on camera, the officers would have had less room to invent their story. That's not a criticism of FB, it's a reflection of how stacked the deck is. The less you know, the easier it is for them to write you in as the villain. What this encounter exposed more than anything else is how fragile policing becomes when officers decide feelings outrank law. FB wasn't stopped because of any criminal act. He was stopped because officers didn't like being filmed. From there, everything that followed was about protecting their comfort, not the public interest. That kind of mindset is dangerous because the law stops being the standard and personal bias takes its place. The off-duty officers were the clearest example of that. They weren't reacting to a genuine offence. They crossed the road to start a confrontation, and when challenged, they lost their cool. Name-calling, clenched fists, and explosive aggression aren't the actions of professionals. And the moment FB stood his ground, they flipped the script, suddenly casting themselves as the victims. That kind of role reversal isn't just dishonest, it's calculated. Then we have the response of the uniformed officers. They had the chance to reset the situation, to ask questions and actually investigate. Instead, they stonewalled FB's request for clarity and rushed to arrest him with zero assessment. That was the moment policing failed completely. Rather than being neutral fact finders, they acted as enforcers of a story handed to them and used force to back it up. Tackling FB while he was already under arrest wasn't restraint, it was punishment dressed up as procedure. But the most telling part of all came afterwards in court. FB's own updates show how the narrative was flipped against him, accused of resisting arrest and assaulting an officer when the footage makes clear who the aggressors really were. This is how the system protects itself. Create the paper trail, turn the victim into the defendant, and let the courtroom carry the weight of the lie. It wasn't justice, it was damage control, and it left FB paying the price while nothing touched those responsible. This episode also shows how vital knowledge and composure are in these encounters. FB admits he was still an amateur at the time, and that matters. The less you know about procedure, the easier it is for officers to twist events, demanding every legal requirement on camera. The exact grounds, the necessity for arrest, proper identification, makes it harder for them to bend reality. That's not a criticism of FB, it's a lesson in how power works when the odds are already stacked against you. And in the end, that's the real story here. A man peacefully filming ended up fined and labelled, while officers who provoked, lied, and escalated walked away untouched. It's not just one bad arrest, it's a window into a corrupt system where misconduct is rewarded, not punished. The camera didn't catch FB breaking the law, it caught officers breaking trust and a system bending itself to protect them. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me continue with my independent coverage. Also, don't forget to check out Filming Britain. His channel is linked in the description. Show him some love. Thanks for watching. This was Rate the Audits, and I'll see you in the next one.